Back on the boat today. We've had a bit of a heat wave lately, so I've had to stop painting because if you read the specs on the paint, it can be too hot, and it was getting very thin and it wasn't covering very well. And basically the last bit I did, I'm going to have to rub down and do again. So today is the day that we're going to do the canopy. Now this canopy is made out of thinner material than the rest of the boat, and it's quite a complicated shape, and it distorted quite a lot when I welded it. I've never really been happy with it, but it serves the purpose of keeping water out the engine room, and a bit of shade, and primarily to mount solar panels on. If you look at it, it's not the prettiest thing, it never was, and it's supported on scaffold poles, which I'm going to box in and make look better. You can see I've pretty much done the back deck inside and out and put a bit of varnish on the handrail to see what it looks like. I'll be going over it again, but this has always bothered me, and today is the day that we're going to sort it out. And I'm going to do that by means of screwing battens across the width of the roof and attaching plywood, because the solar panels I use need a cavity to sit into, because they've got like a little box on the back of them, so you can't just lay them completely flat. So I need a little sort of air space, and the way I'm going to go about it hopefully will achieve that. I bought these self-tapping screws, which are plenty long enough to go through my timber batten, sorry, and I've already tried one out in the steel, and it drills through quite easily, and we'll fix them perfectly strong enough, and I'll be putting lots of them in. Now I've already been up on here, and it wobbles a little bit, not a lot, but spoiler alert, I'm not fantastic with heights, and I'm not much of a water baby either, and I really don't want to be going in today, no matter how hot it is. So if Beth wants to put on some tense danger music for the next bit, I think that'd be appropriate. Now when I've been doing these little projects, I don't know if I mentioned, but I'm fairly dyslexic, and it's not, dyslexia isn't Latin for thick like some people think. It just means everything you do, you have a different solution, you have to find a different route. And for example, I'm putting these battens on at 300 centres. So instead of measuring it off at 300 every time, I'll just cut up a little bit of batten off at 300, and I'll just put that between each one when I'm screwing it down. It's quick, easy, and it's accurate, because I do have a bit of a struggle reading a tape measure. I mean, I can do it, but I don't find it easy. So just for accuracy and speed, that's how I'm doing it. I shall rattle this off in no time. So that's where we are after a morning. I put some sort of crude noggings in around the edge, because over the top of the plywood there's going to be a rubber coating, matte sort of material, and then a wooden trim all the way around the side, so I don't want any sort of gaps between the plywood. So I just sort of stuck that in there to fill the gap, and yeah, now I'll have a trim going all around, probably wood. It's still got a big dip in that corner, but I'm going to sort that out by supporting it from the inside when I tongue and groove the underside of the roof. So that's how it's looking with the plywood on. Now this roof's basically 10 foot by 10 foot, and the sheets are 8 by 4. Now if I was as good at hard sums as, say, Carol Vorderman, I'd have probably been able to do it with 3 sheets, but I'm not, and I use 4, which is a bit annoying, but this is kind of where we are. And I thought it would be easier to trim the boards to the shape of the roof when they're on. Now I wish I took it off and marked it, because I went off course a few places, and that's how it ended up. So luckily I'm better with body filler than I am as a carpenter, so I'll be shaping up this edge with sander and some filler, and I don't want any sharp edges where the rubber's going, because I think it'll break through it eventually. So I'm just going to profile this a little bit, so I'll do a bit and show you a picture of that. So just very sort of roughly squared up the corners a little bit and filled them just good enough like I said, there's going to be a trim going all the way around the side and the rubber on top of that, so just got it a little bit smooth around the edges. Next steps to brush it off and have a look at the rubber roof. So this is a kit they supply you with, and it gives you this water-based glue, which I'm guessing is PVA sort of thing, which is great for today because it's a non-catalyst paint, so I'll have a bit of time with it. And they give you a tube of Fixal for around the edges, and they even give you a little paint roller and the thing to roll out the glue. And they suggest that you do it sort of half at a time. I've watched a couple of videos about it, and they say lay it all out, do one half, sweep it out with a broom, which I've got on hand, to get the bubbles out, and we'll give it a go. Let's get it laid out first. So there's the rubber roof roughly laid out. It's a pretty warm day in the 20s, and it's virtually impossible to touch or walk on it even now. It's red hot. You can see from all the dust on it, I've been walking around, and the wind's beginning to pick up a bit, so that should make it entertaining. Now, what they say on the instructions is to fold back half of it and glue that, and then turn around and do the other half. So I'm going to give that a go. So there it is. Hopefully the rain will wash the footprints off of it, but it was a little bit difficult getting it on because it gets all bubbles and ripples and stuff, but I'm sure if I was to do it again it'd be easier the second time. But it's gone down fairly smooth, and I think I'll wrap the video up there. The next stage will be putting a wooden trim around the edge of it, and then lining the underside and fitting the solar panels. So if you're interested in seeing the next stage, give us a like and subscribe, and ask any questions if you got them. And I'll see you next time.